Oh, hello, kia ora. Hi, it's
It's not often Stan Walker lets his fans into a sound check.
Can I maybe hear my voice down a little bit?
But this was no ordinary gig. Walker was in Wairarapa to perform a concert for the community and share his story of survival. His inspiring message resonating with residents of Carterton's The Village, an independent housing initiative for young people with social problems.
I first came to the village because I was not doing very well, and I was just starting out on a lot of different drugs. Had just been kicked out of home, and I really was just plummeting to rock bottom.
We are getting a lot of kids that are coming in with who have lost hope, suffer from depression and anxiety, and broken homes, and people not knowing who they are.
They're not getting access to the proper skills that they need to transition into independence, life skills, being able to self-manage, being empowered by skills that allow them to live their own life, to make the right choices.
Tackling the problem head-on are pastors Jennifer and Wayne Potoa. Using their experiences as youth workers, they devised a plan to deal with teenage homelessness.
Good night.
Their first self-contained cabin to house young people was placed on church grounds in 2019.
We wanted to, even out that equation and provide resource for them, which was housing, which was individual life plans, which was life skills, pathways, navigating pathways into employment, education, better health. We have young people here who have pushed those boundaries, who have broken the law, who have been involved in crime, and it's about bringing them back to a space where they can reset.
It wasn't an easy path. First, they needed to convince the local community that it was a good idea.
Some of them said go for it, but some of the concerns were what will happen if these young people are out of control, and vandalism and damage and crime and all those sorts of things, and a threat to the elderly that surround this space.
But through a process of consultation, Wayne and Jennifer were able to win over the dissenters. 5 more cabins, each costing $15,000, were installed. By reaching out to the local Carterton community, the Rotary Club, Men's Shed and local businesses also contributed resources and food. One of today's residents is Josie. From Ekatahuna, she was thrown out of home at the age of 16, then found it impossible to find a safe place to rent.
Damn it, I knew that was going to happen.
Up in Ekatahuna most of my life, there's nothing to do up there. It is so isolating. If you don't know people, you sit at home all day. So I just spent a lot of my time in my room losing my mind.
Put this in the corner.
Give me a kind of a rundown of what it's like for you to be living here.
I think one of my favourite things about this is just the community. Just having people around. I've met one of my best friends here. I've also spent a lot of time just being around people. I spent a lot of my time back at home locked in my room, and the only person I could spend time with around my age was my brother, and you know how that works. He doesn't want to spend time with his little sister.
So when they get their own space here, they have a sense of control. Like they have their own space where they can breathe, but it's also a bit of independence as well, because this is theirs. They're in control.
It's my cabin. A bit more clean. Still need to make my bed. Got all my books. Here's our roster.
A big aspect of the village thinking is to teach new life skills through self-discipline. The gym is an ideal training ground.
You get those initial ones that actually come in and go, oh yeah, I want to hit the bag, and I want to knock out something and all that sort of stuff, and then when they do that and find out that after 3 or 4 punches they start getting tired, that's when you start to introduce technique. Because everybody just says, well, that's a mechanism to release anger. Well, actually it's not. It's also one of discipline. It's also one of building people up. It's about making sure that, hey, let's get some discipline in there. Look at the progress that you're making physically so that you can copy and paste that progress into your emotional state and into your spiritual state and everything else that's going on for you. If you learn how to breathe when you're punching a bag, you can learn how to breathe in situations that you find hard in real life.
At the centre of the village is the main hall, where residents are encouraged to pursue creative endeavours. It's also been nicknamed the Park, a place for local people to hang out or for when they need someone to talk to.
Wherever we see them or meet them, we can say, hey, you've got a session, we'll see you at the park at 2 p.m. And it's a code name for them to access that space. In there you'll find a big screen for them to watch their favourite movie and things like that.
As part of their written contract, village residents have to complete daily tasks to prepare them for life on the outside. For some, the greatest challenge is simply making the evening meal.
Definitely just a lot going on. For me, it can be a bit much, and you can't really just leave the kitchen while something's cooking. Not really suggested.
It's preparing people for that transition into independence, and that's what cooking is. It's about not just cooking any favourite meal or something aspirational that you wanted to cook. It's about utilising, on a budget.
Quite nice to cook with other people. Not all the blame's on you for once, which is great. Like, for being cooked by teenagers, you're getting pretty good meals, to be honest. It could be a lot worse.
Young people's favourite dishes, nachos, spaghetti bolognese, those are the two favourite. I must have had about like 1 million dishes of spaghetti bolognese versions of that, and also nachos, so yeah.
Since its conception, over 50 young people have passed through the village. Journey, who left 2 years ago, now works in the shearing sheds of the South Island. She still regularly drops in for guidance and a catch-up with Wayne and Jennifer.
So what's been going on for you? How's things
Not
down
much.
south?
Been going to work, trying to pay the bills, fix things, not keep breaking them. They taught me a lot about life skills, and it's not all just physical. A lot of it is mental health. A lot of my problems were under the surface, and I didn't know how to deal with them. But I do now, which in turn helped me become a very good leader.
Creating leaders is part of the village philosophy. And no better way to do that is meeting role models with their own survivor stories.
Another normal day in Carterton where a whole bunch of young people walk off to see Stan Walker.
It's not just Carterton where Wayne and Jennifer want to make a difference.
I think the village needs to be spread out through Aotearoa, and we're looking at that by creating bro towns in different cities. As a country, we've gone everywhere and had a look at a whole range of youth initiatives, boot camps, jail. And what I'm saying to anyone that's out there that's got all that finance or funding that's used to keep prisoners incarcerated, give us some of that funding and I'll show you what can be done.
No matter what's happening in your life, always hold on to hope. That you will be hopeful that better days are coming.
Everyone wants to be loved. It's about love. People talk about independence. Yeah, that's good being independent to a point, but we need to be dependent on one another because we need one another, The world is so uncertain nowadays. That's why we've started this, We want this place to be a safe place for all of us. Yeah.
There are a range of options that bring young people to our door. There's an open door policy where we view it case by case because you're in a small town, so by word of mouth news travels. There's also referrals from agencies that we currently have. There's also referrals from courts that we have, even through Facebook. even through all of that sort of stuff, people come here through other young people as well, schools even. You give them a nice bed to sleep in, you give them a nice hot cooked meal, you know, and then you start having a kōrero, and it all begins with the kōrero. And the first few words that, you know, any youth provider wants to say that they want to hear is, I'm here for you.
What would you say to other people who would be thinking about coming to the village?
Pull your socks up. This is about to get real. Be prepared for the nitty-gritty to come out, because you have to deal with those things in order to progress with your life. It's not easy, but it's worth it.
Phil Stebbing, Local Focus.